1st of December, and I thought I'd do. Hey, hi. I thought I'd do a quick playthrough of the Friday price action using a new feature of the indicator. The indicator will be released, and now we've decided when we reach 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. So if you enjoyed these videos or you've enjoyed my indicator and you would like to try out the pro version, like and subscribe, share it with friends. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll release it. More information to come. So I want to show you a new feature, and so to do that, to parade this new feature, we'll go through the price action on Friday and see if we could have taken, just by looking at price action and the market structure, if we could have taken trades, what would have worked and what wouldn't have worked, just by looking at what the indicator highlights. So what you see here, I turned on a new feature, and so it is to color candles based on the order flow, bullish or bearish. So the last break of structure, it turned the market structure into a bearish market structure or bullish. And there's two different colors: the colors of when the zone has been mitigated 50% and hasn't yet been mitigated 50%. We're just going to explain it as we go through a little bit more. So we had a break of structure of a protected low. So now market structure seems to be turned bearish, and we are exactly at midnight. So we're gonna just skip. Sorry. Let's go back. I know what I did. All right, I clicked on a button to end this. So you just go down a little bit and see what happens. So it's just the midnight of the new day of Friday, and we're just possibly we're in a major break of structure, and we're going to see some bearish action. Well, let's see, before we make any decision, let's see what the indicator, you see the indicator is now drawing in reddish pink, and because we are in a bearish market structure. So let's see what happens. So we're going down. As you can see, these tiny zones have been created. They haven't been tapped on their 50% yet. So that's why you don't see bright colors yet. So here we had a strong change in market structure. This has happened, by the way, at a specific area, at the 50% of an unmitigated zone that was earlier in the price action. So if you want to see some context, this is where we had a big reaction, and it happened at 1:30. Still, nothing has been highlighted for us yet. Let's see what's going to happen. It's now because of this break of structure, because it was a bearish zone, the protected level has been violated. We have sort of changed market structure to the bullish side. So now to consider taking longs, we would need to wait for a 50% tap into the last unmitigated zone. So we wait for that, and let's see what happens. Hey, 1 second. Okay, see, there's a change of color. We have tapped into the 50% of this unmitigated zone. By the way, now there's lines. If you hadn't noticed, this new indicator will track 50% or 30% or 70%. You can actually see all of them, all the unmitigated zones. So it will extend those lines. You can decide to show the 30% and the 70%. I generally look only at the 50% in many situations, but you can show the 30 and the 70, just to parade something that you could get. We have tapped into the 50% of the zone, and see the color changes, right? So to actually have a valid low, we will need this a close above this candle. Well, it's actually counting on this because I'm using a way to count zones that doesn't require specific candle colors. So we could see that this is the candle that has been violated to the upside. So if we think that now we are bullish, we mitigated 50% of the zone, we completely closed above a bearish candle, we could look for an entry. So we could try. I don't know, I haven't done this before, so we're doing it together. I just put a stop here, look for 2 hours. Let's see if it gives us an entry. If it comes and retest this candle, if it doesn't, we have no trade. See what happens. Oh, that's a lot. That we did give it as a retest, but it failed. All right, that would have been a loss. Well, let's keep it as it is. It's a loss. It would have still given you, this wouldn't have given you anything, because this we wouldn't have entered, and we got a loss. All right, we move on. Let's see what happens. So the structure has continued to the downside. So this was actually, you know, a preparation to continue the trend, and we keep going. Let's see what happens. All right. We did do a continuation. We reached 50% of the zone. So now if we would create a valid high here, we could look for an entry. See what happens. Okay, we did create a valid high, double top. We tap 50%. Let's see what happens if we enter here. So we wait for another tap, put a stop here, look for 2 hours. See what happens. We have been tapped in and we have another loss. All right, and we keep going. Now we've got 2 losses so far. Let me put icons to it. We're just gonna do this blindly without any further analysis. Then we just wait for 50% taps and then we enter. But now we did have a break to the upside, and we are tapping 50% of this zone. So when we create a valid low here, we could maybe take it. So let's see what happens. Okay, we did close above here. So we can, if it gives us an entry and we test this, we can maybe enter, see what happens. All right, it becomes green because we're tapping 50% of the zone. Did it tap us in? Yeah, it tapped us in, and we have a win. Okay, that's good. Let's put it like this, a check mark. Then at the end we can count how many we did. And we did a 2 hour. So we did 2 losses, and with this one we did recover the 2 losses. Okay, keep going. This was an unmitigated zone, right? So now if we wanted to take a short, we could, if we think the trend is gonna continue. But, and there has been, you know, there's some people that really like to see some work and a long drawn out work before returning to a 50% of the zone, before taking it. But our indicator is not highlighting it because it's working from the perspective of you know, immediate zones. There actually I have some code to track this also and look for shorts here, but right now that's not tracked. So let's not just take it. If you would have taken it, it would have worked, you know. Wait for a close below here, a retest of this. So I'll show you how you would have looked at it. Actually, this is the, you could have taken after the close of this, below here, and a stop above there, and would have gotten a very nice trade, but it's not highlighted. Let's see. Okay, here, wait a second. We also have, so this is an internal bullish continuation, right? And the candle have changed color. Okay, because we touched 50% of this zone. So let's see if we close above it. Okay, we did close above it. Let's see if it tags us in. We're gonna enter like this. And if it does, we're gonna try for 2 hour. All right, keep going. Have we been tagged in? They have missed us, huh? Unfortunate. It missed us because we were waiting for to be tagged here. So if it would have been, you know, on the close, enter, it would have worked. Let's call this a maybe. All right, would have worked, but we were not tagged in. All right, this specific mechanic we're using. So this you know, candles have become green. We entered. Hey, it did tag us now. 1 second. This is a win. Okay, win in my book. It came back. We did enter. It didn't invalidate the setup because, hey, 1 second. All right, it didn't, the setup wasn't validated because, you know, we didn't breach above here. Well, it's up to you. It almost got there. Maybe you didn't want to take it. Yeah, I could count it a win. All right, let's keep going. Okay, I like it that we started with some losses, so then you get a sense for sometimes you can lose. Hey, 1 second. We did close above this zone. We are officially in a new zone. The trend is still bullish. We did create after this is going to become a valid low. So, well, ideally we would like to retest. It's a very small candle. Could also maybe enter. We're changing a little bit the rules, but it's 6-point stop, right? We can afford to take a 6-point stop. Imagine maybe there's a continuation that's going to give us 2R. So let's try it. It doesn't work, it doesn't work. All right, let's see. I have no idea. Ooh, counterfeit. Unfortunate. We almost made it. So if we would have been less greedy with your objective and just go for the 1-to-1, it would have worked. We were looking for 2R and we lost. All right, that's a loss. Almost worked. Depending on your appetite for risk, it would have been also a win, but it's a loss. But as you can see, this is interesting. So this was also many different setups because there's also double bottom at 50%. We're not counting SNDRs, origins. We're just doing blindly 50% of the zones because this indicator makes it a little bit easy to do. Okay, theoretically we have flipped bearish. We did close below this level and we're moving towards the 50% of the zone. We hit it. See, color changes. Okay, let's see if we you know, do an engulfing candle, we do a flip, we might enter, for example, here. Let's see what happens actually when we get a closure. Right? Is that a closure? Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Now. Not yet. All right. See, when it does that and it makes you, how you say, sweat it. It's unfortunate, right? If you're really waiting for the closure and when it does, it moves away from you. This, if we would have done it that way, we would have missed it. Otherwise, yeah, 5-point stop, 10-point profit. If you were like very eager and you entered on the previous candle, let's see what happens if we let it go. If you give us another entry, maybe. Nah, the continuation happened, right? So we even got there. How many points did we get? We got a lot of points. That was a, if we would have been a little bit eager and say, okay, this is gonna flip, you're gonna got the 3R, counting maybe a 2R, right? Maybe, depending on your eagerness, you might have gotten it. So depending on how strict you are with your entry rules, the question is, do you want to enter if it's a retest? Now the liquidity has been taken and, well, the trend is still bearish until it's not anymore, right? And the protected level is up here. So this would be, you know, if it came back up, it could be a double top and we could still short. So we'll see what happens. I don't remember what happened. So it's 6 in the morning. We have a bearish continuation. We did touch 50% of this, but it moved too fast, so we were not able to enter. Let's see what happens. All right, we flipped bullish for a second. We could, if you were ready, with just a limit to take this many points. Not that interesting. Let's keep going. Hey, 1 second. We did flip bullish, and now we're back at 50%. If we close above here, maybe you want to take a long. Yes, this closed above. This becomes now a valid low. So this is a valid low. Right? So then we can see, we can even enter because probably the stop is very, right, it's 6 points. Let's see if it gives us 2R. I'm entering and we check it. All right, let's see. We got a loss. So Got a loss. And now we flip again. Bearish. Okay. We keep going. $7.30. Yo, going down. We reach 50%. Are we flipping? We flipped. So this specific trade, there was no valid low, so we didn't enter. Did we get to 50%? We didn't. We did get 50%, but it moved away very fast. And we continue to the downside. It's 40. We took Asian low. Hey, 1 second. We did 50% of this area. And it's 9. And we're getting closer to. And now we flipped bullish again. So there's no entry for us. And this, as we said, we're not tracking a mitigated zone. You will need to decide on your own if to take this. Excuse me. Okay, now we're getting close to the open. Now, check this out. We have broken to the upside and we're coming back to the 50% of this zone. Now it is the open, so there's a lot of volatility. So when we actually open, what do? We actually don't reverse yet, We do wick this level, but we haven't closed below. We did mitigate 50% after we flipped bullish. We haven't created a valid low yet. So we haven't closed below a bearish candle, and now we did. Okay. So now this is the candle that decides if we flip. This is the, if we use wicks. So when we close here, so we could test. Now that a few minutes have passed. So I don't like to enter before 9:33. Well, I do sometimes, but so let's see what happens. All right, this would be, you know, some stop compared to what we had so far. Is this the one that will decide if we are? So this is the one. So, all right, 30-point stop. How many points will we need to make 2R? Oh, that's a lot of points. Well, let's see what happens. Maybe you remember what happened Friday. Is it gonna tag us in first? It's not gonna tag us in, right? Unfortunate. Now I moved up, and we keep moving up. We missed this opportunity because we were waiting for retracement. All right, fair. You say, hey, now price ran without me. What do I do? What do I do? All these are mitigated zones. What's happening? And it's 10:30. Now, we've been bullish. So I would say let's try to take bullish setups until the price tells us otherwise, right? We're bullish trend. So we're gonna take bearish setups only if we break below this protected low. So, okay, let's see. It gets there. And then we have a closure, right? And it cannot break below it, right? Yeah, that's a bullish setup to me, right? 50%, we tapped 50%. We could not break. There's a protected level. What time is it? It's 10:50. 10:50, sometimes it's a reversal, sometimes it's a continuation. So let's make the assumption that we're just gonna continue the trend until we don't continue, right? And so, okay. Oh, well, it did work out. Here's another 2R. So this works out. We're not using any logic, any analysis, any order flow. We're just taking setups when the color changes. Let's see if it works again another time before the close. We're waiting for price to come back. Oh, it has come back. Did it close above? Yeah, it did, right? Okay, so maybe you want to just take it because I don't know if we're going to give us another entry. That is a 12-point stop. See if we can give us a 2R. We'll try it. Does it give us to us? No, huh? It did. Oh, it did give it to us. It made us sweat. It came back down, and if we held the stop actually there, we will be safe. We have another win. Okay, nice. We're gonna do the calculation of how many we did at the end there. Okay, let's see. Okay, now market structure has changed. Hey, this was the end of the day. Was it? Friday closed, markets closed earlier. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, let's calculate together. 1, 2. These are 2 R's, right? So 2, 4. This we missed. 3, missed. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. 5, 4. Right? Okay. So we took every setup. We took every setup with not much analysis. We just took every setup from midnight. Every time that the color changed, and we tried to enter on the retest or the market, it marketed immediately at the body close. We did on a day that was not super easy. To be honest, I saw a lot of friends struggle. I wasn't trading that day, that last Friday, but I saw a lot of people struggle around here. Not at the end of London. I saw some people taking this rocket to the moon. We just were taking blindly each one of these setups for at least 2 hours. You would have made 4R. And this has been very, very dumb way to do it. To be honest, not very subtle, not very thought out. It's just entering on the first valid low, valid high after a tap of 50% using an indicator that helps you out with this. This is going to be released. If you like this and you want more and you want to have access to this, please like and subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers, and we'll open up early access to this for a small subscription, which we'll see how it works. All right, this is what I wanted to show you. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know. I like that we started with major breakdown and failures, and just we kept going. That's good. That's how you do it. It's a probabilistic game. Once you have a model, it depends on the win rate of the model. Right? Even when you do 2 Rs, 50% win rate is really good. You're gonna make millions. With study and entering only on your AA plus setups, you can get to 80%, 85%, 90% win rate. That's possible. This is broad strokes. Just look at market structure, enter on 50% of zones. It's, of course, the win rate is lower, and you can still make money with it. Even on a day that's actually not very trending and it's a little bit complicated. So, hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments, and sign up for the mailing list for updates and notifications when the indicator is released. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on YouTube. Hope you enjoyed this, and I say ciao. Have a good Sunday. Ciao. We go to the thumbnail. There you go. Music. Bye bye. Thank you for watching.